Imagine being on stage in front of thousands of adoring fans. The spotlight is on you, and everything is going perfectly, until it isn't. That was exactly what happened to Elvis Presley during one unforgettable night in Las Vegas. As the king of rock and roll delivered another electrifying performance, an unexpected mishap threatened to derail the show. But Elvis, with his charm and quick wit, transformed an awkward moment into pure entertainment, leaving his audience in stitches. Stay tuned to find out how Elvis handled this embarrassing incident with the grace and humor that made him a legend. Stay tuned as we unravel the unbelievable story behind this wild moment in Elvis Presley's history. Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on more incredible stories about the king of rock and roll. Setting the scene. Las Vegas in 1969 was a city brimming with neon lights, a vibrant nightlife, and an electric atmosphere. It was the entertainment capital of the world, and during Elvis's comeback, it became even more iconic. After years of being absent from the stage, focusing instead on his film career in Hollywood, Elvis Presley was ready to reclaim his throne as the king of rock and roll. This return was more than just a performance. It was a statement. The energy in Las Vegas was palpable, with fans flocking from all over the country to witness history in the making. The city itself seemed to hum with anticipation, knowing that Elvis was about to bring his larger-than-life presence back to the stage. The stakes were incredibly high for Elvis. He had spent much of the previous decade away from live performances, focusing on making movies, a decision that, while successful in its own right, had distanced him from the raw connection of a live audience. This was his first major concert series in years, and it was crucial for him to prove that he still had the magic that had captivated the world in the 1950s. For Elvis, this wasn't just about singing his hits. It was about reconnecting with his fans and proving that he was still the king. His fans, many of whom had waited years to see him perform live, were eager to see if he could still deliver the charisma and energy they remembered. The International Hotel was packed to capacity, every seat filled with excited fans. As Elvis took the stage in his iconic jumpsuit, the air was electric with excitement. The audience erupted into applause, their cheers echoing through the grand showroom. The jumpsuit itself, with its sleek and stylish design, became a symbol of this new era for Elvis, a mix of rock and roll attitude and Vegas glamour. The anticipation in the room was almost tangible, as everyone held their breath, waiting to see if Elvis would live up to the legend. But what happened next would take everyone by surprise, creating a moment that no one in that audience would ever forget. Stay with us as we reveal the unexpected twist that had everyone talking, and see how Elvis turned an awkward situation into one of his most iconic on-stage moments. Elvis's charisma. On stage. Elvis's stage presence was nothing short of electric. From the moment he stepped onto the stage, he commanded the audience's attention with an aura that was almost palpable. His energy was infectious, radiating through the venue and reaching every fan in the crowd. Elvis had a unique way of connecting with his audience, not just through his music, but through his body language, his facial expressions, and the undeniable sense of joy he brought to performing. The fans could feel his passion, and they responded with enthusiasm, feeding into a cycle of energy that made each show an unforgettable experience. What set Elvis apart was his natural charisma and magnetism. During this series of performances, he would frequently interact with the audience, exchanging smiles, winks, and playful comments that made each person feel like they were part of something special. One of the most memorable anecdotes from these shows was the way he would often grab a scarf from around his neck, wipe his brow, and hand it to an adoring fan, an act that elicited screams of excitement. Elvis knew how to engage, not just with his voice but with his entire being, drawing people in and making them feel the magic of the moment. Elvis was also known for his elaborate and energetic dance moves. His hip-swiveling, knee-shaking style added a thrilling flair to his live shows. These moves, while iconic, often posed a risk for unexpected moments. But this unpredictability was part of what made his performances so captivating. The audience never quite knew what was going to happen, and that element of surprise kept them on the edge of their seats. Whether he was executing a perfectly timed karate kick or improvising after a slip-up, Elvis always made it look effortless, proving that even in moments of potential mishap, he was still every bit the king. But what was about to happen next would leave everyone in the audience in awe, as Elvis faced one of his most challenging on-stage incidents yet. Stay tuned to see how he transformed it into another legendary moment. The incident begins. Introduce the moment when Elvis's performance took an unexpected turn. The audience was captivated as Elvis sang one of his classic hits, his voice powerful and full of energy, when suddenly, something went wrong. The tension in the room became palpable as fans realized that something was off. Elvis, in the midst of an intense dance move, had an unexpected wardrobe mishap that threatened to throw off the performance entirely. This was the kind of moment that could easily become disastrous for any performer, and the entire audience held their breath, unsure of what would happen next. Elvis's belt, a key part of his iconic jumpsuit, had come undone at the peak of the song. It was during one of those energetic moments when he was completely lost in the rhythm, shaking his hips and moving across the stage with his usual flair. The belt suddenly loosened and slipped, threatening to fall completely. It was an awkward and potentially embarrassing situation, one that could have easily rattled anyone. Gasps echoed through the audience, followed by a few nervous laughs. There was a moment of hesitation as everyone waited to see how Elvis would handle this unexpected turn of events. The crowd's reaction was a mix of concern and curiosity. They couldn't help but feel a blend of suspense and amusement at seeing their idol in such a predicament. Fans watched intently, some covering their mouths in shock, while others exchanged knowing smiles, trusting that Elvis would find a way to make it work. The tension was almost unbearable, and it seemed like time had slowed down as everyone waited for Elvis's next move. The question on everyone's mind was, how would the king of rock and roll react to this sudden challenge? What happened next would leave everyone in awe, a moment that cemented Elvis's reputation as the ultimate showman. Stay tuned to see how he turned an awkward mishap into a legendary triumph. Stay tuned as we explore how Elvis transformed this moment into one of his most brilliant on-stage recoveries, proving once again why he was and always will be the king. Elvis's brilliant reaction. Elvis took the situation in stride, his humor shining through as he made a quick joke that had the audience roaring with laughter. With a confident grin, he adjusted his belt and continued the performance as if nothing had happened, seamlessly incorporating the mishap into his routine. The audience erupted in applause, not just for the music, but for the incredible way Elvis turned an awkward moment into pure entertainment. This was classic Elvis, always in control, always ready to make light of a mishap, and always able to turn a challenge into a triumph. Elvis had an incredible knack for transforming potentially embarrassing moments into memorable highlights. The quick joke, the infectious smile, and the confident adjustment of his belt showed his ability to stay composed, no matter the situation. His fans adored him even more for it, as they got to witness a real, unscripted moment with their idol. They saw that behind the polished performances and legendary status was a man who could laugh at himself, embrace the unexpected, and still deliver an unforgettable show. This genuine interaction endeared him even more to his audience. Just when everyone thought they had seen it all, Elvis was about to give them yet another surprise that would leave them talking for years to come. Stay tuned to find out how he continued to create magic on stage, turning every twist into a triumph. This kind of quick thinking is precisely what made Elvis such an unforgettable live performer. He wasn't just singing songs, he was creating an experience that was alive, spontaneous, and full of surprises. Whether it was an improvised joke, a perfectly timed smile, or an unexpected dance move, Elvis knew how to make every moment on stage count. It was these unscripted moments that demonstrated why he was truly the king of rock and roll. He had an unparalleled ability to keep his audience enchanted and engaged, no matter what happened. As the night continued, Elvis would prove yet again why his live performances were legendary. The audience was about to witness a twist that no one could have predicted, a moment that would once more leave them utterly speechless. Reflecting on the moment. This incident was a perfect example of Elvis's professionalism and his natural ability to connect with his audience. Instead of letting the mishap throw him off, Elvis embraced the moment with humor, creating an even stronger bond with his fans. His ability to take a potentially awkward situation and transform it into a moment of pure entertainment showed not only his talent, but also his dedication to giving his audience the best possible experience. It was these spontaneous, genuine moments that made his performances so memorable and kept fans coming back for more. This wasn't the only time Elvis's quick wit and composure shone through on stage. During one of his performances in the 1970s, Elvis famously dealt with a technical issue when his microphone stopped working. Without missing a beat, he made a joke about the situation, causing the audience to erupt in laughter. Another iconic moment was when a fan rushed the stage, and instead of panicking, Elvis calmly interacted with them, even sharing a light-hearted exchange. These moments showcased his ability to stay composed under pressure and his knack for turning unexpected situations into something positive, further endearing him to his audience. These instances proved that even the king was human, capable of making mistakes, but always ready to turn them into something unforgettable. It was precisely this authenticity that made Elvis so beloved. Fans didn't just admire him for his music or his good looks. They adored him because he was real, approachable, and knew how to embrace the unexpected. His ability to connect with people, to laugh at himself, and to transform mishaps into magical moments only reinforced his legendary status and made his live performances truly one of a kind. What do you think of Elvis's quick reaction? Have you ever seen an artist handle an on-stage mishap with such charm and humor? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Share your favorite Elvis moments or any other unforgettable live performance memories that you've experienced. Let's celebrate the magic of live music together.